Extending your life naturally through nutrition, exercise, water, sunlight, temperance, air, rest, and trust. This is our on information. Welcome, 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 and welcome. Hello in all your languages. Our objectives are: 1, to meet your needs and provide support. 2, to draw sin-sick men and women to the man of Calvary, Jesus Christ. And number 3, to provide health suggestions for educational purposes only. Now, where are you linking us from? Please put it in the chat. Where are you linking us from? Did you put it in the chat? Thank you. Thank you for joining. Is this your first time? Please send us your email. Yes, we do have lifestyle coaches. This is a number.
Good afternoon. Welcome to another Extending Your Life Naturally program where lives are being transformed. I just want to say good afternoon and welcome tonight. This afternoon, we have a very unique and interesting program for you. Please remember to tell a friend, send the link to someone, so that they too can join in for this message. Welcome, iPhone. I want to welcome Gladys. You can put in the chat also where you're linking us from. Veronica, welcome. Marilyn, welcome. Ronald, welcome. Aldinette, welcome. Welcome, Juliet. Welcome, Moto G Play. Welcome, Sonia. Welcome, Tony. Welcome, Leroy. Welcome one and all. Please remember, Hazelwood, welcome. Sister Angelia Johnson, welcome. Margaret, welcome. Welcome, Deborah. Welcome, Nala. You can put in the chat where you're linking us from. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Okay, so, we have somebody here who will join us from Guyana. We have somebody from Mandeville, Jamaica. Welcome. We are glad to have you. Welcome. Please link the link. Let your friends know that Sister Carolyn is on. Okay. Thank you very much. And we will now have our announcement. We can go to our announcements for today.
The Healing of the Nations presents weekly services. Tuesday, 6 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. Let's get walking. 6:30 a.m. to 7 o'clock. Let's pray. Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Healing, Health and Restoration Prayer Service. Thursday at 6 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. Let's get walking. Saturdays at 5:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Early Morning Health. Saturdays at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Church at Study. Saturdays at 10 a.m. Saturday services, Saturdays at 5 p.m, extending your life naturally. For more information, contact us at 516 777 0868 or email us at hondortministry@gmail.com.
Begins here. Register early to lock in the best rate.
Yes, we are still accepting registration for the August 21st to the 23rd retreat. And we are accepting registration on a waiting list. So please register early. We still have our early bird special going right now. It will truly be a blessing. And coming up on June 13, we'll be having our Revelation series. It's a countdown to the end, Revelation Seminar 2026. Opening day, June 13, that's next week. And on Saturdays, we'll have it at 3:30 p.m. On Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. It involves prophecy insight, hope-centered teaching, interactive question and answer. Please register. It's free. All are welcome, but there is a registration. And welcome. Today we start a 3-part series entitled Infested, and this will be part 1, what's living inside you and what to do about it. This is a powerful topic, and we want this is a very powerful topic that we'll be doing in June. And this message speaks both about parasite infection in the human body. It is a topic that is rarely discussed. So take a moment now, get your link ready and share it with at least 5 people. Okay, so we will be doing, and let's get ready for opening prayer. Father, we thank you for this blessed Sabbath day that you have given us. We thank you for the healing of the nation. We thank you for this program. Be with Sister Carolyn, dear Father. Let your Holy Spirit guide her as she speaks. And Lord, hasten the footstep of those who need to come to hear this program, dear God. We thank you for the medical missionary work, for our administrator, and for all those who are involved in the program. Be with our tech team and the technology. And we pray that everything will go well for your honor and your glory. And as we listen, we will learn and we'll take action to improve our health. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Praise the Lord, He's able. And the pleasure is mine to introduce our speaker for the hour. She is Miss Carolyn Yard. She was born on the little island of Barbados. She attended school there and received the fundamentals of free education. She migrated to the United States, and here Carolyn became a member of the Seventh-day Adventist Church at the age of 15. She continued in the faith at Emmaus SDA Church in Brooklyn. She entered college at Andrews University, but continued her nursing degree at Medgar Evers College. After working in her field for about 30 years, both in medical, surgical, nursing, and psychiatry, for both city and state, she retired and focused solely on her business. Carolyn saw the need for all things natural and started a business in 2009, incorporating alkaline water, natural herbs, and technology. Today, she travels extensively to different states and other countries, taking care of VIP as well as regular residents. Carolyn also runs a health and wellness academy where she teaches students interested in natural healing. Natural healing God's way. Carolyn believes that but people perish for lack of knowledge, as stated in Hosea 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I also will reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. And she has dedicated her life to learning and sharing the truth She's here today to share some knowledge with you. Please help me welcome Sister Carolyn Yard, holistic nurse, business owner, educator, and believer. Thank you as she presents on our topic again, infested, what's living inside you and what you do about it. Sister Carolyn, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I would like to thank Pastor Daly and his wife for inviting me onto this platform. They have fulfilled one of my dreams to share the information with people who haven't had the chance to gather it like I have gathered it. And I really appreciate that. So thank you very much, Pastor Daly, for allowing me to take up this hour and a half to speak to his people. Okay. So today's presentation is going to be on parasites. Now, some of you know them, okay, to be worms, or you call them different names, bacteria, viruses. Well, the definition of a parasite really is not a good one. And because a parasite will live off of you, okay, and you are considered to be the host, they don't want you to know that they're there. They will eat before you do. And sometimes they can even make you anemic. You are starved of nutrition. They will make you crave foods that you normally would not crave. And that is why they are so, it's something about them that makes you feel as though that they should not be there. However, they're there. And once we have discovered them, we need to get rid of them. So today I am going to talk to you about how we're going to be able to get rid of these parasites. We're going to identify some of them as well. And we're going to talk about the ways that we can get rid of them. Some of them are very hard to kill. And because they're so hard, it takes a long time. And every new moon, okay, they form more of them. So we're going to go through that. We're going to talk about the different ways that we found and whatever herbs that we have. But there's also something else that we found that can also get rid of them, and that is through frequency. So if this is new to you in terms of using technology to get rid of parasites, this would be something that you would really like to listen to. So let's get started. I have a video to show you. Once the video has started, then we can go ahead and talk about parasites. At the end of the presentation, I will have a question and answering time, and I'm sure you're going to have lots of questions. I'm sure you had experience before about parasites and, the little ones that have had parasites. But it seems as though that we don't know that the whole world has parasites. It is not just in the third world countries. And these are some of the things that I would like to share with you today. Okay, so let's roll that first video. So this is where you should not ignore early warning signs of parasites in your body. And this is what you should look for and listen to your body, because it gives you telltale signs. And the more that you know, the more that you understand, doing a parasite cleanse often will rid you of parasites, and it will prevent damage. And we're going to talk about that damage a little bit later. But this is one of the best kept secrets. So let's roll the video, and then we'll talk about the damage later.
Brainy Dose presents, don't ignore these early symptoms of parasites in your body. Parasites are organisms that live off other organisms called hosts. They feed off the hosts by stealing the nutrients from their food. There are 3 main types of parasites: protozoa, which are single-cell organisms that live in the intestines, blood, or tissue; helminths, which include worms such as tapeworms, roundworms, and thorny-headed worms; and ectoparasites, which are ticks, fleas, lice, and mites that attach to or burrow into the skin. Parasitic infections can result in anything from an uncomfortable annoyance such as head lice to much more complicated diseases and even death if undiagnosed and untreated. So here are 10 early symptoms to watch out for. Number 1. Stomach pain. One of the first signs that you may have a parasite is stomach pain, especially if that pesky critter is feasting in your intestines. Some parasites live in food like meat, and they enter the body through the stomach when you consume food that is not properly prepared. Parasites can also spread through the air, from person to person, or through contaminated water. Once inside the body, the parasites will reproduce, resulting in increased stomach pain. Number 2. Digestive issues. Parasites release byproducts that can build up in your gastrointestinal tract. This can result in abdominal inflammation, gas, and indigestion. Some of these parasites actually block food from passing, which can have its own set of symptoms, such as sharp pain, abdominal swelling, vomiting, and constipation. Number 3. Anal itching. A common symptom associated with parasites is an itchy anus, which is uncomfortable and doesn't usually resolve unless treated. This symptom can be embarrassing, and it can also disturb sleep. And that's because parasites are most active and lay their eggs at night, so the itching is usually the worst at that time. Scratching the itch can damage the skin, further increasing the chance of infection. Number 4. Fatigue. Constantly feeling tired could also be a symptom of a parasitic infection. Parasites devour nutrients and minerals that the body requires to survive. Furthermore, some parasites might impair the body's capacity to absorb nutrients, thus impacting overall health. Even with proper nutrition and adequate sleep, parasites can make you feel weak and tired. Number 5. Weight loss. Quick, unexplainable weight loss can be another symptom of a parasite. Not only are the parasites stealing your nutrients, but your body has to use extra calories to fight the parasitic infection. All of these things can result in weight loss. If accompanied by a change in appetite or other symptoms, weight loss could be an indication of parasites. Number 6. Anxiety. Parasites can cause mental harm as well. They can negatively impact stability and happiness, which causes mood swings, irritability, and anxiety. Knowing you have a parasitic infection can make anxiety even worse, so it can be a vicious cycle. Number 7. Teeth grinding. Most people who grind their teeth at night are not even aware of it. Teeth grinding can have a lot of different causes, and that alone doesn't necessarily mean you have a parasite. In a case that you do, you're tossing and turning all night due to the parasite's increased activity, and the restlessness can lead to physical stress, which can result in teeth grinding. Left untreated, this could result in damage to your pearly whites. Number 8. Anemia. Parasites rob a host of iron, which in turn can lead to anemia. Anemia results from low levels of hemoglobin, a protein in the blood that transports oxygen throughout the body. Parasites steal iron from foods like meat and fish, leaving the body without the iron it needs to function properly. Number 9. Skin irritation. Parasites can cause the skin to become red and irritated. Inflammation and a rash may develop in an area where a parasite has set up shop. Not only does this irritate the skin, but some people could experience an allergic reaction to the parasite. These skin irritations could be the result of the immune system's attempt to fight the parasite, or a result of the toxins and waste products being released locally on the skin. Parasitic infections and allergies also increase eosinophils in the blood. Eventually, this can stunt hair and nail growth. Oftentimes, if this is the first symptom spotted, parasitic infections can be misdiagnosed as a bad food reaction. Number 10. Muscle pain. One of the less common symptoms of parasitic infections is muscle pain, which can happen when the parasites move into the muscles and soft tissues of the body. In a parasitic infection known as trichinosis, which results from eating undercooked meat, the pain may even affect the joints. This could be accompanied by inflammation and muscle stiffness. It's difficult to know whether muscle pain is the result of a parasite, since muscle pain can have so many causes. But the presence of other symptoms can help to diagnose if it is a parasite. The idea of hosting a parasite is beyond unappealing, but millions of people deal with them each year. How bad your parasitic infection is depends on things such as the type of parasite, your age, immune system, overall health, and how quickly it's diagnosed. Diagnosis can be challenging though, because many of the symptoms associated with parasites can have so many other causes, or you could even be asymptomatic. However, once a diagnosis is confirmed, parasitic infections generally respond well to treatment. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so we can keep making them. For more.
Okay, great. Okay, so we just heard about parasites in the body and, some of the symptoms. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, I would recommend that you start putting yourself on a parasite cleanse. We are going to be talking about how you can get rid of these parasites. It takes a while, but you have nothing but time. And once you are able to get rid of them, it will allow you to have a longevity that most people don't realize, that having parasites can shorten your lifespan. Okay, so next slide. So let's delve into more about parasites. Okay, so let's go over some of these symptoms. So these are some GI symptoms: nausea, anemia, inflamed joints. Now, I welcome any of you who are interested to write down some of these things, because you may not be able to hold all this information in one go. And so this is why I did it like this, so that people who are interested can get their pen and paper out and they can write the information down, because it is quite a bit of it. So anemia, inflamed joints, vision problems, sensitivity to light, dental problems, dental decay, and fatigue are all related to having parasites in the body. They are robbing your body of nutrients, okay? The itching that some children get, and when you notice children grinding their teeth, that they're restless at night. They will scratch their private areas. These are all indications that there's something going on and they may have parasites. Now, there is also the skin changes, okay, infections, redness, craving for sugars. If you like lots of sweet foods, there is a possibility that you may have parasites. Also, brain fog. Now, when it comes to brain fog, people will not associate it with parasites, but because the parasites release their eggs, they release their toxins, okay, wherever they are, okay, it is a possibility that these toxins can build up and cause lots of brain fog. Once you see that starts to come through, you're not able to concentrate. You're not able to follow instructions. You can't remember where you put your keys, things like that. There is a possibility that you may have parasites. Okay, so redness and craving for sugars, brain fog from the buildup of toxins in your bloodstream, appetite changes. Now, if you notice that you are hungry every 2 hours, every 3 hours, and you have to eat something, and and the kind of foods that you're craving are different. It's not salad. It is sugary foods. There's another possibility. Okay. All right, next slide. Okay, so they also involve skin problems, unexplained weight loss, fatigue and weakness. If you are tired after not doing too much and there's weakness in your limbs and your muscles. You also have flu-like symptoms that trigger an immune response. These allergies that people are getting and they are calling them seasonal allergies, it may not be the case. It may be maybe parasites, skin rashes, okay, hives, okay, crampy periods. And this is for the ladies with heavy blood flow. Okay, lymph nodes involvement, unexplained fever, and night sweats. Next slide. So, how do we get rid of them? Okay, well, there are a couple of ways we can do it. One is starve them. Starving them means that you ought to starve them from the food that they like to eat. Now, the cravings that you have are not your original cravings. They are the cravings of the parasite. And when I tell you that the parasite can hijack your system, making you believe that you need cookies and cakes and those kinds of things so that they can be fed rather than you feeding the body, the understanding is that you need to realize that the parasites have a mind of their own. So you can also use a parasite cleanse. And the next thing that you can use is your frequency therapy. Now, let's go into the parasite cleanse and then we're going to talk about frequency therapy. Okay. All right. So let's talk about oregano. Oregano is one of those very spicy foods that when you add them to your foods, it gives it a really nice garnish. However, oregano has what it has in it kills the parasites. It slows them down. But once you add it to other herbs, then the potency of the oregano goes up. Next slide. Clove. Now, everybody has clove in their home, or they should have. And clove used to be something where you used it when you were baking, and you would use pineapple. I recalled using my mom using clove and pineapple when she was baking her ham. And little did we know that the pineapple was used to draw out the parasites and the clove was used to kill them. So it came out like a Trojan horse where the parasite, actually thought that they were consuming something sweet. And then here comes the clove. Now, clove has something called eugenol in there. And eugenol is also used for pain as well. But the eugenol found in clove is used to paralyze the parasites and eventually kill them. Next slide. Next slide. Okay, now let's talk about wormwood. Now, wormwood, or the other name for wormwood, is artemisinin. Okay, wormwood is known to kill parasites, and they kill parasites on contact. If you've ever heard of ivermectin, ivermectin was used during COVID to help with the symptoms of COVID. And little did we know that it is a derivative of wormwood. In other words, they were using a parasite cleanse to solve the COVID problem, which perhaps meant that they were trying to get rid of parasites in the first place. So understand that when we were using the ivermectin, and there's another one called fenbendazole, that these parasite cleanses were pretty strong. And most of the time when they were used, they were actually very effective. Next slide. Okay, so now we're getting into something that is quite unknown, and this is what we call frequency. Now, here in my office, the clinic that we have here in Brooklyn, we use a combination of the parasite cleanse along with frequency. And, when you have gotten a bunch of these herbs and you put them together and you boil them together with apple cider vinegar and alkaline water, and you drink 2 to 4 ounces daily, the parasites begin to be destroyed. Now, the best thing to do is to drink this on an empty stomach. You take it at night, and then the next day you'll go to the bathroom. Now, bear in mind that every new moon, the parasites return. The larva hatches, okay, and then new parasites are born. Now, what is very interesting about these parasites is that once they are in large amounts, they will migrate to different parts of the body. Now, they will migrate from the stomach because that's where they come into through the meats and the foods that you're eating that aren't properly washed. And then they will migrate across to the adjacent organs. So what is adjacent to the organs? There is the reproductive system. There is the uterus. There is the pancreas. Okay, there is the liver that is further up. Okay, there are the kidneys. And once these areas become infected, they flow further up into the breast area. And they seem to like the breast more because it seems that that tissue is soft and cushiony, that they will migrate there, and then they will start to lay their eggs. Once they start to lay their eggs, it forms a colony. Okay, also understand that that is not the original place that the colonies occur. It starts in the gut. Now, once they migrate to the breast area, and this is over time, this is not a month or two, this is years. Okay, then the colonies that have been formulated, okay, when you go in for your breast exams, for example, they will see a mass. And the mass that they will see, they never associate it with parasites. But I'm here to tell you that once they are associated, they have determined that you have a mass, more than likely it has originated from parasites. Now, I'm going to give you a few seconds to let that sink in, because most people don't know that most cancers are from parasites. Okay, so the cruel thing about it is that they will always say, we're talking about the way how we were taught, was that this only happens in third world countries. Okay, parasites are rampant in third world countries. Not so. The majority of us, whether we are in a third world or a first world country, we have parasites. And because we do, if we don't do something about it, it's going to progress into cancers, and it's going to get worse. Okay, so now let's look at the frequency aspect of it. So we went through to from talking about starving the parasite, not giving it what it needs. And then we started talking about the herbal aspect, where you put together the different herbs, including black walnut hull, and you drink that as a tea. Okay. And now we are on we're talking about the frequency. Now, most people have never heard that you can kill a parasite with frequency. And because you've never heard it before, it seems quite far-fetched. However, once you realize that everything that we are exposed to is a frequency, whether it be sound, whether it be light, whether it be maybe heat, everything is a frequency. And depending on the spectrum, where it is on the frequency spectrum, it will do good, it will be good for the body, or it will do damage. Now, we are talking about specifically about the frequency that kills parasites. Now, back in the day, back in the 1950s, Dr. Raymond Rife, he was a medical doctor, and he discovered that parasites can be destroyed by a frequency. He first of all had to take a look at them because they were miniature, they were small and not visible to the human eye. So he built this electron microscope, the one that you see here on your left, and so that he could visualize the parasites while they were still alive. He then tuned a frequency that would kill the parasites. And once he recorded at what hertz that the parasites would die, they would lyse, and the whole insides would spill out, killing the parasite. That number was recorded. Now, this was during the same time when Dr. Raymond Rife that had the frequency. He also, at the same time, was antibiotics. And once we were into the arena of antibiotics, we put the Rife technology aside and we pushed forward with antibiotics. Well, we are coming to the end of the antibiotic age because the antibiotics are now going to be, non-existent, okay, in the sense that they're not doing their job anymore. They are now called bacteria resistant. So once before, where you would use a antibiotic to kill a bacteria, it's no longer doing the job. Hence, the bacteria has mutated and the bacteria now survives the strongest antibiotic drug out there. Guys, we're in trouble. Okay, so here comes Roy Rife back in the 50s. And now that the antibiotic era is just about over, we have to go back to the frequency where we can kill parasites in the same way that an antibiotic used to. So if you have some extra time, it would be good for you to look up Dr. Raymond Rife, okay, and the history of Dr. Raymond Rife. And this is what we use in our clinic to kill the parasites. Now, the next slide should show you how this frequency is done. So let's show the next slide. Okay, so we are killing a bacteria with a Rife frequency. And this is at a hertz of, I think, 1150. And once the frequency goes up to that size, it causes the parasite to stand still, and then pop open. Can we see that again, please? Okay, this is at 1150 hertz. This is in a petri dish. Okay, the hertz has been administered. Okay, it causes the bacteria to be perturbed, and then it forces the insides out. Now, we do this every day in our clinic because we realize that the bacteria, fungus, parasites that are plaguing us, they are so difficult to get rid of. We need to find a way to get rid of them in a massive way. And one way that we found is the frequency. Okay, so let's leave any questions that you may have for after the presentation. I know that there will be many. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, so now there is this gentleman called Nikola Tesla. So the two technologies that we've put together is from Dr. Raymond Rife, having the frequencies that he has collected to kill the various parasites. And then Nikola Tesla has come together to put something called a quantum entanglement, quantum theory. So he's using quantum technology in order to do the job instantly. And that's the best way I can explain to you, because once you start getting into quantum, just know full well that quantum means that these things are much smaller than atoms and molecules and electrons. And so it starts to behave quite differently. But this is in the electrical world. And once we have gotten down into the electrical world, the behavior is sometimes quite difficult to understand. But know full well that you are using quantum technology. It is in your cell phones. It is in the generators that you use. It's in your quantum computing. It's in the banking. So you are already using quantum technology, just that you are not aware of it. When every time that you open up your laptops, you receive the information instantly. You also are able to, when you're using your telephones, to speak to someone, but you can also see them at the same time. And light travels much faster than sound, but you can hear them at the same time that you see them. Therefore, you're utilizing something called quantum technology. So Nikola Tesla was one of those people. He was considered to be the father of modern technology, because if not for him, lots of things that we now use would not be in effect. So we can thank Nikola Tesla. So these are the two technologies that we use in order to identify the parasites, because when we use our bio scan machines, and we can talk about that a little bit later, we're using the technology, and we can do lots of things with it, including finding the parasites in the body, locating the parasite, and destroying it all at the same time. Next slide. Next slide. Okay. Now, let's be specific now. Being specific means we are looking at a specific parasite. And this one is a protozoa. This is called Giardia. Now, recently, we have been told, it's not that it was a new discovery, it was that we were just told that diabetes is caused by a parasite. And for those people who are just coming into this information, you should look it up. They have discovered that this parasite lives on the surface of the pancreas, and it is causing havoc when you have enough colonies, the parasite messes with the pancreas, and it stops it from working the way how it should. And because it is in high numbers, the pancreas malfunctions, causing diabetes. Okay, now once this Giardia parasite leaves and goes to the brain, they're now calling Alzheimer's and dementia diabetes 3 because they are finding that same parasite in the brain. Now, remember, I told you that a parasite might very well be responsible for everything that's going on with us. And no doubt, this is one of them. So, for the majority of all African Americans who have been plagued with this disease called diabetes, there is a possibility that we can get rid of diabetes once and for all once we get rid of the Giardia. Now, the American Medical Association has profited on our ignorance for long enough. And I dare say that once we have discovered that we no longer need to suffer, because diabetes is a gateway for many other problems, eye problems, neuropathy, heart attack, stroke. So once we're able to get this parasite under control, we can safely say we are preventing any secondary issues, especially when it comes to our kidneys. So once we know better, we do better. And doing better means that we are going to take the information that we receive and we are going to do something about it. For the most part, when you take your glucophage, okay, usually it's about maybe 500 milligrams or 850 milligrams, and you do it every day, then there is always the possibility of this medication destroying another part of the body. And you don't want to have any issues with your liver, because your liver is the greatest dump truck. It just gets rid of garbage for you. And if something goes wrong with your liver, you're in trouble. Okay, so it would be nice for people to say, well, I don't need to take my diabetes medication anymore. I don't need to take insulin anymore. I don't need to do, to check my sugar levels and prick myself anymore. These are the things that we do right here in our clinic. And I dare say to tell you that it is a great relief when people no longer have to be subjected to this ball and chain called diabetes. Next slide.
Giardiasis is a common enteric infection caused by the protozoan Giardia lamblia, also known as Giardia duodenalis or Giardia intestinalis. Transmission usually occurs via the fecal-oral route when traveling, and is characterized by gastrointestinal symptoms such as diarrhea, abdominal cramps, greasy stools, bloating, vomiting, and weight loss. However, 50% of infections are asymptomatic. Giardiasis is widespread throughout the world and affects 200 to 300 million people per year. Giardiasis is more common in areas with poor sanitary conditions and limited water treatment facilities. The risk factors for giardiasis include being a child, because they're likely to be in contact with feces, working with children, lack of access to safe drinking water, unprotected anal sex, living in endemic areas, being a traveler, and immunocompromised people, such as those who have had a solid organ transplant. Let us talk now about the pathogen itself and the life cycle. So, Giardia species exist in two forms, cysts and trophozoites. The cysts are the infectious form of Giardia and are excreted in stool. They are able to survive in moist environments for prolonged periods before ingestion. Following cyst ingestion, for example, someone was playing with poo and they ingested it, well, excistation occurs then in the small intestine. This is where each cyst that was ingested produces two trophozoites, the other form of Giardia. Trophozoites are binucleated flagellated parasite forms that reproduce through binary fission in the small intestine. The trophozoites replicate basically, and they have these adhesive discs which attaches to the mucosal surface of the duodenum and jejunum. Trophozoites that do not adhere are reverted to the infectious cyst form in the large intestine. So cysts are then excreted in stool back into the environment, and the cycle can continue. Giardia has an incubation period of a week or more before symptoms occur. Pathophysiology. So the pathogenesis of giardiasis is not completely understood, and several hypotheses exist. Mainly, it is thought that Giardia leads to impaired structure and function of the intestinal tissue, resulting in malabsorption and diarrhea. And this is thought to occur in several ways. So, firstly, Giardia colonization and proliferation in the small intestine can disrupt the balance of commensal gut microbes that already exist and mucus barrier integrity, contributing to the diarrhea. Depletion of nitric oxide because of Giardia may also impair antimicrobial activity at mucosal surfaces. Another way is that infection itself is associated with shortening of the intestinal microvilli, and this will decrease the brush border enzymes that exist, such as the lactase and the sucrase. And because of the disruption of the microvilli, this will lead to malabsorption. Giardia can also lead to intestinal inflammation, which induces apoptosis of gut epithelial cells and disrupts the tight junction of intestinal mucal cells, contributing to the malabsorption.
Okay, let's stop it right there.
Parasites are able to evade.
Let's stop right there. Okay, so Giardia is not a nice parasite. It is something that I don't know. It's it's very hideous. If you look at it, it's not a nice looking parasite at all. They all are very ugly anyway. And so it is difficult, very difficult to get rid of them. And once we are able to find a way to do so, then this is game over. Okay, next slide. Okay, now we're coming on down to the end of our presentation. Okay, and this is where I will show you what the human intestines look like after someone has had worms, intestinal worms. So we're going to show this one. This is animated, and then we're going to show another one where they had to do surgery to remove these intestinal parasites. Now, bear in mind that the amount of parasites that you see may not be true for everyone, but just the mere fact that this particular person has this much parasites suggests that they never ever took a parasite cleanse in their entire life. And so what you will see there, although it is gross, it shows that people are not aware that parasites can have such a devastating problem, can cause so many problems inside of the body. Let's roll this clip.
This is a close-up view inside the human intestines, where parasitic tapeworms latch onto the gut lining. They absorb nutrients, grow, and can reach several meters long if left untreated.
Okay, and the second one?
Sorry, give me a moment.
Okay.
Just happened the slideshow.
Okay, so while we're waiting, let's see if we can get some questions that we can I can answer for you, because I am sure that there are lots of them.
Okay, yes. Can you please tell us what we can do to rid our system of these parasites?
Right. Well, earlier in the presentation, I gave an outline of what to do, and you can use clove. Okay, you can use wormwood, black walnut hull. Okay, oregano. You can put those 4 items together. You boil them. You can add apple cider vinegar, not Bragg's. Bragg's is now owned by Bill Gates, and I don't know what he has done to the product. So another form of apple cider vinegar, and you will consume that, and you will take it at night, and then you will pass the parasites the next morning. Now you'll take it on an empty stomach, but then you have to take it for a long time, because once you started taking it, they will multiply at a full moon. So you're going to take it when the full moon starts, because you're going to catch the existing ones and the ones that have just newly hatched. And that way you'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Okay, I just want to say that this program is for educational use only. And also that Sister Caroline George, she has a practice. So if you're interested in getting treatment for parasitic infection from her, we can get her number in the chat and you can contact her personally, because she's not really here now to give information as how to use these claims, because this is for educational use only, and if you use any of these information, it's at your own risk. Okay.
Do I still have clove water?
Okay, any other questions?
How long can you keep clove water?
Okay, Rose, did I see a hand raised? Rose, did you ask your question?
No, not yet.
Okay, we'll go to Rose first, and then we will do Angelia Johnson. Okay, Rose, go ahead with your question.
Yes. I don't know if this relates, but I'm gonna be doing a detox, which include parasite cleanse. And they said you have to take minerals when you're doing it. Is that so?
Yes. Well, the thing about it is that once you detox the body, okay, once you get rid of the parasites, you have to put back nutrition back into the body. And it now comes back full circle, because normally if you detox without putting back the nutrition, you are now nutritionally depleted, and you will still have that anemia and weakness. So you have to put back nutrition back into the body.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Miss Angelia, you can go ahead.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Miss Yard, what I want to find out is, when you take these things for the eradication of worms, do they macerate the worms? Do they come out whole? They could be live coming out. That is extremely gross and fearful. I just want to know.
Well, I think when they come out, sometimes they are still alive. Sometimes they're all crushed up, and sometimes they are completely dead. But you can see them, and you can identify that this was a parasite. I think you shouldn't be too worried when they come out, dead or alive, they're out. So I think the focus should be just get them out, however way they come out. That would be where we should be focusing on. Um, I've seen some parasites in my day, and they were gross, and we saw how it has debilitated the individual. And I was glad that we were able to do that. Is the next slide ready yet, or we take some more questions?
I know you said that we should take this on an empty stomach at night, but at night is your stomach really empty from eating all day long? So I don't know how we to do that.
Well, you should have eaten earlier in the day, okay? And then when it's time for you to go to bed, it's not recommended that you eat late at night.
Right.
So therefore, 4 hours before after you eat would be a good time, because it takes about 2 hours for the stomach to be emptied. Okay, so 4 hours is good enough to be on the empty stomach.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Tony?
Yes. If you don't have any of the symptoms, how do you know if you have parasite, and would it just be wise to take these detox just the same?
Yes. Now, if you do not have any parasites, I will be very, very impressed. Most of us have parasites, and that is coming in from the food that we eat. Now, because we are in a third world or first world country, that doesn't mean that we don't have parasites. What it means is that they have not told us how many parasites we have and that we've been exposed to. And if you are not experiencing any of the symptoms, because there are a lot of them, I would still recommend that you take something, because parasites form something called a biofilm in the intestinal tract, and they kind of hide away under the biofilm. And the symptoms that normally you would expect won't be there, but that doesn't mean that they're not there.
So when we were children, our parents used to worm us out, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
And those, like, you would see the worms, they would be coming out, right? The parents witnessed that. So those things that they use, they would still work now?
Of course, a dewormer is good. Children back in the day, back in when you were in Jamaica, Barbados, your parents did that because that was tradition. You did it before you went to school. And when you went to school, okay, you went to school and you didn't get sick. What I am noticing now is that when children go to school, their very first day, they come back home sick. And that was because that deworming process was not completed. It wasn't done at all before they went back to school. Now, when it comes to the children having the ability to learn, having the ability to sit still, having the ability to take in the information and memorize stuff, is almost non-existent today, okay? Because we didn't follow through on that step when we sent our children to school. We came to this country and we stopped the process altogether, okay? And this is where we have faltered.
Thank you.
Okay, I have another question. So, you said cloves can help to deworm me, right? So
Yes.
can you make clove water? And
Yes,
how
you
long
can.
can you keep the clove water?
I would suggest that you when you do the clove water, you do sufficient to last you for about a week, and that way the potency is there, okay? And then once you consume it at warm, because the gut likes stuff that is room temperature and warmer. And so, you consume that. And then after a week, you make a fresh batch.
Oh, okay. So it's good to take it room temperature or warm.
Warm, yes.
Great, great. Thank you.
Yeah, just a quick question. I drink clove water, but my daughter always tell me that I have to take bentonite clay to bind whatever is coming out. Is that so? Because the way it look, I don't want to drink it.
Okay, bentonite clay is a binder. Um, you have to be careful when you use bentonite clay because if it is too thick, it will stick to the walls of the intestines and form like a brick. And then it would be difficult for you to go to the bathroom. Then you have to do surgical procedure. So
Oh my
be
God.
mindful that bentonite clay is great, but
Is DJ coming?
but when you you
can't.
take it too thick, that there is a possibility and it does not move along the intestinal tract as you should. So use it with caution, please.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I'll take some of the.
Okay, can you please mute? The person who's speaking, can you please mute your line? I think Kalik is ready for you.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. Let's show that video because it depicts exactly what happens when you do nothing. When you you eat whatever you want to eat. Okay. You eat high protein. You eat the beef, the pork, the chicken. People will say, well, I don't eat beef and pork, but I eat chicken. Chicken is just as bad. The fish is now, right up there. So we are now, looking at things that we can't eat like we used to. What was safe before is not so safe anymore. So we must be mindful of where we purchase, look at the labels, go as close as possible to non-GMO and organic. Okay. And if you can't grow your own food, then you have to inspect your own food. Okay. Any you ready for the clip, for the slide?
Okay. Marie, can you give Khalid co-host? He says he's unable to show the slide.
Okay. All right. So let's have some more questions in the meantime.
Any more questions? Let me look in the chat. Maybe we have questions in the chat. Okay, somebody says, what is the water composition should we take to remove the worms?
The water composition, I think you're talking about how much water should you be drinking. Okay, when you are taking a parasite cleanse, it's really, really important to drink water because it moves the debris along the intestinal tract. And drinking water will actually, detox the kidneys and the liver and rid the walls, the intestinal walls of the stuck debris. So drinking lots of water, people say drink 8 glasses of water. If you can drink, about 8, if you can't get to 8, do 6. If you can't do 6, do 5, but drink water and do it consistently. And the best water to drink would be the alkaline water. And if you don't have alkaline water, drink lemon, put lemon in your water. And that would be sufficient because it allows the water that you're drinking to be alkaline.
Okay. Could you please repeat the 4 herbs that is to be used with the oregano or the other 3?
Okay, you have oregano or you have clove, you have artemisinin or wormwood, and you have black walnut hull.
Black walnut.
Hull, Hull.
Okay. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Okay. Some people also can use papaya seeds. Now they are also very good. And you take the papaya seeds whole. So you buy a papaya, okay, slice it in half, and take out the seeds. Okay, take out the seeds and you consume them whole. They will also kill parasites.
Okay.
One question: if you have a 3-year-old, he's not speaking. He one time, I think twice, his mom find him in his stool. Um, he said he's not. He seemed not to have no what you call it, like disability. But she noticed since she stopped giving him the sugar and the gluten, he have a great improvement. So she was thinking about doing a cleanse. What you think about that same detox?
Well, remember we said that detoxing children, okay, early on, will give them a head start. So detoxing the child, although he's 3 years old, can greatly improve his bowel habits, because we want children to be going to the bathroom every day. You want them to be consuming enough water that their stool isn't going to make them constipated, and then they don't go to the bathroom at all. Okay, and now when he goes to school, that he wouldn't be so toxic that he would be getting lots of colds, flus, and allergies, and then he can concentrate, because then it will stop the brain fog. So all of the above, okay, will help him once he detoxes.
Yeah, something I remember. Oh, he hardly eat anything. He just like scared of food. When he see food or he see somebody eating, he run away from the area.
Okay. Well, it would be good to give him something, to drink, maybe if he consumes it, even if he doesn't consume all of it, at least he got some of it, and let's see if that'll help him go to the bathroom. And let's see if that works. Carol?
Hello, are we taking hands or can we just ask a question?
Well, I see hands. I saw your hand, Carol. And then we can go to Linda and then Joan.
Okay. I'll wait till after Joan.
Okay, Joan, let's go. Okay. Joan?
Sorry, I wasn't. Good afternoon. I remember since you started your talk, your lecture, you said something about pineapple as it relates to the parasite cleanse. Can you repeat what you said? How would you take the parasite? And you talked about the clove water as well as the pineapple. Would you put them together? Is that a blend where you use the pineapple and the clove water?
Okay, well, pineapple is a really special fruit. Pineapple has something called bromelain in there, but we're not looking at the pineapple for the bromelain, because bromelain helps with your immune system. What we're using the pineapple for its sweetness, so that you can use it as a Trojan horse. And if you're familiar with the term Trojan horse, means that you disguise yourself make it look as though it is something that is edible. And then here comes the clove. And then once they consume the sweetness, they also consume the clove, the juice of the clove, which contains the eugenol. And it causes the parasite to be paralyzed, and then it causes them to lyse. They split open and die.
Yes, when you do the clove water, how much clove you put?
Okay, you can do a handful of clove, and you boil them. Yes.
Okay.
Please remember you're taking the advice at your own risk. Okay, Sonia, next person. Sonia, you have a question?
No, I'm supposed to be next.
How? Who is next?
It's Sonia.
Yes,
Hello?
Sonia, go next. Okay, and then there's Linda. Linda has her hand up, and Angelia.
Okay, so how much of the herbs should we use, and how long should it be boiled?
Okay. Everything when it comes to herbs is a fistful, handful. That is the measurement. Okay. Now, there are some people will say, do 1.5, but that is the measurement by which we use. And then you put it in a gallon of water and you boil it together. Okay. And you're not taking the whole amount, you're taking small amounts each day until it is finished. Okay. And that is the natural herbal way of doing it. And then, of course, you can buy oregano oil, you can buy, other things. Okay. You can buy black walnut hull with wormwood together, and you can use it, in as a liquid form. So it is not, it can be sold in different ways, in terms of it's already been extracted and you use it in droppers full.
And should you just bring to a boil and turn off, or you boil for 5-10 minutes?
Yeah, you bring it to a boil. Okay, if you're using alkaline water, okay, you don't even need to bring it to a boil. Alkaline water is known to extract 5 times more, okay, than regular water. So, but if you're using regular water, okay, and they say not tap water, but spring water, you bring it to a boil. You let it boil, okay, where you see all the bubbles coming up, and then you let it sit, okay, and then once it is warm enough for you to, or cool enough for you to drink it, then you consume.
Okay. In the chat, there's a question. How often are times of year because we can get parasite? How often? I think this person wants to know how often do we do a parasite cleanse?
Okay, you can do one every quarter. Okay, so that's like 4 times a year. Okay, if you suspect that you traveled and you have consumed food or drank water that has parasites in there, I suggest that you do the parasite cleanse immediately upon returning. That way you get them early, meaning that before they multiply and they become a whole lot more, so that the symptoms that you can potentially get is diminished. So recommendation is every quarter, 4 times a year. Okay, and that will put you on the course for longevity. It is the parasites that are causing the problem. It's the parasites you need to get rid of.
Sister Linda, did you get to ask your question?
No, I didn't. So
okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you for the information because it's so important. We actually need a protocol because it's kind of hard to, to remember what to do and what to take. But I have a liquid one that's in a bottle, and it has all those ingredients that you mentioned and like 20 other ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just concerned because I heard that if you start a cleanse and it's not strong enough and you don't get to the root of things, those parasites put a a bubble around themselves. They move around in your body, and then you're just as bad off as before you started.
Well, this is why you should, when you start something, you should finish it. If this is one thing that you should finish, is making sure that you keep those parasites at a minimum. Remember, I mentioned that there is a school of thought that having parasites for a long time in the body converts these colonies. Now they become cancerous. So if you want to stop cancer in its infancy, the idea is to have a series of parasite cleanses on a regular basis. As much as you will eat food or you will go to the bathroom, okay, make sure that you incorporate a parasite cleanse into your regimen. That way, whenever you are, going about your business and you're going for your blood work, if you have a low number of parasites in the body, you fare better. The blood work is better, and you wouldn't have a diagnosis of those cancers that are emerging right now.
Mm-hmm. So can someone put like the protocol in the chat so that we can do it?
I'm sorry, we are not able to do that. If you need a consultation with Sister Caroline, you can do that. But we are not, based on our program, is for educational use only. We cannot put a protocol in
writing. Okay, I understand.
You want to if Sister Caroline wants to leave her number in the chat, or so that you can contact her and contact her at her clinic, where she can give you the protocol and educate you as how to do it.
Okay, thank you very much. I understand. I can understand that.
So we will not put a protocol in the chat for anyone at this time. This is for educational use only, and you can consult with Sister Caroline. We can get her number for you so that you can do it.
Okay. All right.
At the end of the meeting, we will have a breakout room, and you could come to the breakout room. We have consultants that we can put you in contact with.
Okay, because I know every time we eat something, we can end up being contaminated with parasites. That's
okay, Miss Angelina, and then Tony will ask her question.
What I wanted to ask is how she said something about the cloves on the pineapple. Is it that you're boiling pineapple or you're eating it after you've had the clove drink?
Pineapple is used as the Trojan horse, and I explained earlier that you can have raw pineapple, okay, grind it up, okay, or you can include it in when you're boiling the clove, and you can consume it together, because when the parasite thinks that it's consuming something sweet, because remember, that's what they are attracted to. It consumes the sweetness of the pineapple, but really and truthfully, it is contaminated with the clove eugenol, and that's where the parasite will accept and consume the pineapple, but they'll also be getting a lethal dose as well.
Okay, I understand perfectly. Thank you so much.
Okay, Tony will ask her question, and then we'll have our final video, and we will wrap up.
Okay. So you said that papaya seed, if we consume it whole, that can also work. Like, would you wait until full moon to do that? And how much of that would you use?
Okay, that's a very good point. I mentioned earlier that the papaya seeds are good for to kill the parasites. If you recall, if you've ever had a papaya, that when you consume a certain portion of it, it gives you a very good bowel movement. Okay, well, when you consume the seeds as well, it picks up the whatever parasites are there and it pushes them. It really kills them because there's a special ingredient in the papaya seeds that will also kill the parasite. And so I would say a spoonful, okay, and you consume them whole.
And would I wait until full moon?
Okay.
And it is better to wait until the full moon, okay, because then you'll kill two birds with one stone. The new parasites come out every full moon, okay, and therefore, once you do it at that time, you will kill off the new ones arriving as well as the ones that have been there prior to.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody say in the chat, papaya seeds have cyanide.
Mm-hmm. Who said that?
What's
That
her
is a
name?
very thoughtful person.
Janet,
Okay.
somebody named Janet.
Janet, you should call me later. Okay, yes, it does. Okay, as well as neem, as well as apricot seeds, as well as apple seeds. Anything that has cyanide in there, and you consume the seeds, pumpkin seeds are also will kill a parasite.
Okay. So we will show our final video.
Okay.
And then we will close.
Okay, so you're watching the parasites as they pull them out of the large intestines. These parasites are living inside the body. They look like spaghetti, but these are nematodes, and they have contracted them by eating meat. And because they've eaten meat over the years, they have multiplied, and they now have to be removed surgically. And these parasites will travel to other parts of the body, and they will invade other parts of the body, causing issues. Okay. All right. So that's it. Did you stop the video? Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciated you asking the questions. Carol, you have a question?
How long do you take the papaya seed?
You can take the papaya seeds for 7 days. Okay, but I would also recommend that you take other things along with the papaya seeds.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you all. This was very insightful. And remember, this program is for educational use only. If you need further consultation or information on these parasites, you can contact. We have Sister Caroline's information that you can get. She runs a clinic that she will be able to do consultation. So thank you all for joining.
Wait, sister, don't send them away yet.
No, I'm not sending away. Remember, we have part 2. Please remember, this is a 3-part program, and next week we will have part 2. So please come again for part 2 of this program.
And also, sister, thank you very much, Sister Caroline. Thank you, sister. This is Pastor Daly.
Yes,
we also want to
Daly.
remind you that Dr. Robles is having a session on Wednesday night. Why do people get sick? And this podcast with Brother Courtney, I want you to come out at the same time. Also, we have a Revelation seminar that is coming up beginning next week. Guys, could you show the video now? We would like you to register for it. There's a link in the chat. Click it. We have a big revelation seminar coming up, beginning 3:30 next week. And right after that, then we'll have part 2 of this parasite infestation of the body. So guys, if you could show that video, that seminar, you need to register to get the material, and we would like everybody online here to share the video or the flyer with 10 other people. 10 other people so that we could have Brother Jack will be discussing that, will be the presenter, and I will be the host. So tech team, can you show the video now, please? And the link.
Revelation Seminar 2026. Countdown to the end. Unlock mysteries. Discover hope. Find certainty. When? Opening day. Saturday, June 13th, 2026 at 3:30 p.m. Weekly, Saturdays at 3:30 p.m. and Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. Where? Zoom and Facebook. Zoom. ID 8276-2338092. Passcode, Healing Scan QR code to register what you'll experience prophecy insights. Clear breakdowns of the 4 horsemen, Mark of the Beast, and Jesus' return. Interactive Q&A. Bible-based answers to your questions. Free materials. Take-home study guides. Admission. 100% free. No prior Bible knowledge needed. The team host, Pastor Leroy Daly. Presenter, Leroy Jack. Come expecting and leave rejoicing, a Healing of the Nations production.
So guys, could you drop the link in there for those who can't scan? There's a link that you drop, you just click, and all the registration thing will come up. You need to register, but it will be
was
an
in the chat,
extension.
Pastor. The registration link is in the chat. We put it in the chat earlier on today.
Okay, so maybe you have to drop it up. You may have to drop it up later now. That people just coming. So thank you very much. Pass back to you, Sister.
And can you show our donation slide, please?
And really, I will appreciate the few people who donate to it. So please.
Please remember, we accept donation. This is a nonprofit ministry. You can send your donation to Zelle, Stripe, PayPal. If this program has blessed you, please remember to donate so that we can keep our program going. Please remember, do not send cash. You can mail check to Han Virtual Ministries, Inc., P.O. Box 1174, Valley Stream, New York, 11582. You can take a screenshot of the screen that we have now if you are interested in sending us a donation.
Yes, and also, Sister Walfall, we want to thank those of you who responded to our retreat promotion it's going to be from the 21st of August to the 23rd. And we have completely been sold out. If you really want, you're going to have to be on standby. But we're going to have a great time. And thank you very much. God bless you. All right. Back to you, Sister Walfall.
All right. Khalid, can you put the Revelations seminar registration in the chat again? And we also
just now.
Yes. Also, we have the breakout room if you're interested in prayer, or if you want to ask a question, or you want to get the information to get a consultation from Sister Carlin, you can come to the breakout room.
Raise your hands.
Yes, raise your hands and you'll be put into the breakout room.
You can close off now, Sister.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate sharing the information with you. You're welcome to ask me any more questions. My number is Pastor Daly has my number, and Sister Daly, and you can always call me. And I'm certainly available for any more questions Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Are you available to go into the breakout room if anybody want to talk with you?
Sure.
So raise your hands.
Okay. All right.
Folks, and then you could put Sister Wallfall and Sayard into the breakout room if you want to talk. Not long though, we're just going to go in there, okay?
Have you
I
prayed
want to talk. I just
prayed
want
into
to
this, Pastor?
We didn't pray yet. We didn't pray to close. We need a closing prayer.
Sister Yard, put her name or number in the chat because I really don't want to go to the breakout room.
Okay. Let us pray. Father, we thank you for your goodness. We thank you for your mercies. Oh God, we are infested not only with sin, but parasites. Parasites, sin is one of the greatest parasites. But we have to deal with these physical ones that are causing so much mental fog, diabetes, all sort of problems. I remember my grandma used to give me mojo herb, Lord. Take out some live worms out of me. I haven't done